Hi, my name's Ray Fuentes. I'm the Red Shoe Broker and host of Interview with a Rockstar. Today's guest is Katie Cantrill, independent stylist with J. Hilburn. Hi, Katie. How are you today?
I'm good, Ray. How are you? Thanks for having me.
Oh, you know what? Thank you for joining me. I've been trying to drag you onto this show for a couple months now, so I really appreciate your time.
Absolutely.
So Katie and I met at Rockstar Connect in Roseville, the networking event I host, and that was about 2.5 years ago. And Katie, as you see on the screen, Katie is a stylist. And that's what I said, so Katie, what do you do? She goes, I'm a stylist. And I was thinking, okay, she does hair. I don't have a lot and I have a bald spot, but okay. And she goes, no, I'm a men's clothing stylist. So that's how we met. But just before the show started, Katie, you mentioned that when I mentioned about being a hairstylist, there was a change in your life at that time. What was that?
That's right. I chopped all my hair off and I went from having historically brown hair to letting all my gray hair come in. And I kind of have a fun and funky hairdo. So everyone always assumed I was a hairstylist.
Yeah, it is. Yeah, you know what? You do have great hair. I love your hair.
Thank you.
For those of you that are watching on Interview with a Rockstar, or if you're looking at the YouTube channel, my real estate YouTube channel, you might recognize Katie. Katie did a home remodeling program, and she allowed me to video part of the process. So she's like a superstar. She's a rock star for me, right?
That's right.
So tell us a little bit about when I went over to your house for the remodeling.
Yeah.
Tell us how you got started with chickens.
How we got started with chickens? Well,
I know that was a little bit of a surprise, but I was surprised that you had chickens.
We had lost a dog to old age, and we had young kids. And instead of diving into a puppy, we decided to get chickens. So 5 years ago, we did our first flock of chickens, and then we're already on to our second this year.
I found that amusing that you had chickens, but now I'm curious, why chickens? I mean, why not a cat? Or I understand not getting a puppy because that's a big endeavor.
Well, probably because my husband's from Yuba City and really also wants a pig and a goat. And so we're starting with chickens. And it is kind of a cool, fun, daily chore to have. But then you ultimately get eggs, Ray. That's how it works. So it's exciting.
So you get eggs. That's great. Now, do you use the eggs yourself, or do you? There was a gal, I don't know her personally, but when I first moved here to California, I met somebody and she had chickens. She was in Orangevale or something, and she had chickens, and you could buy her eggs. She would put them out on the patio out front. And, it was, I don't know, it was $1 a dozen or whatever it was. I don't know. And you just put your buck in and take your dozen eggs.
That's awesome. Well, we have a system where we use our chicken eggs for fresh eggs, and then I use store-bought eggs to do hard-boiled eggs because I feel like it's kind of not worth using the chicken eggs because they're so good. And then I have two young, they're so good. I'll bring you some, Ray, okay? And then I have two growing boys, so we go through eggs like crazy. So it's awesome.
Oh, all right.
That's the chickens.
So you're getting ready to start a little zoo then. You said a pig and goats?
Oh my God, don't get me started. And
we
live in Carmichael. I'm like, honey, we live in Carmichael. Like, we can't have a farm. But he grew up in Yuba City, so he's used to land.
I wasn't going to say anything about where you live.
That's okay.
Because of, if you live in the greater Sacramento region, or if you know, the town that's really well known for chickens is Fair Oaks.
You're right. And we're right by Fair Oaks.
And I was going to make a comment about you not living in Fair Oaks.
Oh, that's funny.
Yeah. But are you getting pygmy goats, the little ones, or you get like regular size goats?
Oh, we're not getting anything so far. We're sticking to the chickens. That's what I'm trying to keep them reined in. We'll see. Time will tell.
Well, if you get goats, will you take videos so I can watch them jump around?
Of course.
Yeah. Thank you. All right. So let's see. You're a stylist, a clothing stylist, and we met about 2.5 years ago.
That's right.
And you said that was, you were just getting started with your networking, but you have been a stylist for much longer than that.
That's right. So I was a stylist. I've been a stylist for over 6 years, but I kind of started quietly. I like to call it a hobby, was how I started it. And then about 3 years in, I realized I need to really open up my network and my circles. And so I consciously was looking for events that I could attend and kind of meet new people who I might be able to help. And so that was when I met you, was literally like the first month. So it was an awesome timing thing, and I live in a pretty central location where I can access Folsom and El Dorado Hills and then Roseville, but also Midtown. So you were kind of my Roseville group. And I was really looking for monthly groups that I could attend once a month.
I'm going to share a little piece of information that I don't think you said.
Okay.
We know you're a stylist and it's for clothing.
Right.
But what people may not know is that you don't have a storefront. You go to them.
I do. Yes.
So you've come to my office. I've met you at a coffee shop where you gave me a shirt to try on, and I went to the bathroom, changed it, and came back out. Right.
Ta-da!
Which I thought was a little odd, but I wasn't embarrassed. It was just different. And you meet people at all kinds of places. On your business Facebook page, I think it looks like you met somebody at a gym and he got a jacket.
You're right. That was today. That was today's post. So basically, absolutely. That's our unique business model, is that it's direct to consumer. There's no storefront. There's no overhead cost-wise with that. And so I'm a mobile stylist who goes to someone's work or their home or their gym. And then even in the COVID environment, I'm doing a lot by Zoom, which is a whole nother story. So it's pretty unique, and guys love it because it's super convenient. And so it's really changing shopping. And as you know, a lot of stores have had to evolve as it is. So,
and so this started obviously before the COVID situation. So, and you do sort of have a storefront. You have an online storefront. You mind if I share that?
Yep.
So for those of you that are watching, it's fall and time for you to get maybe an update in your wardrobe. And here's a place where you can go. I'll add the link. It's katiecantrill.jhilburn.com, but I'll add the link so those of you that are viewing can actually look at the options that you have. And you have some of them behind you. Those are.
I do. I have a couple things behind me. Shirts and jacket.
And that's not inventory. That's for people. I mean, people order that stuff.
That's actually stuff I have to deliver this week. So, I think the other thing besides the fact that I'm mobile is the fact that, it's the relationship between the client and the stylist, where I'm working with guys to figure out what they need, not only style-wise, but fit-wise, and then help them build a wardrobe that really makes sense for them, their style, what they're wearing to work, and even their budget. So you're getting personalized shopping and custom fit, and my services are included in the cost of the clothing.
Right, which is hugely beneficial. So this show is really about you. But I have to share, I'm going to share a small story on how important this was working with you for me, how important it was. So my father was in the military.
Okay.
Right. And I was involved, in the military through my father until I was 18.
Mm-hmm.
Then I went to college. And when I got out of college, I joined the military.
Okay.
Right. So with the exception of the 5-year math program that was supposed to be 4 in college, I had no idea on what was going on in the civilian life, in the civilian world, including things like real estate and financial planning and clothing. So my experience as a real estate agent was based on, my clothing style was based on what I saw on TV and in movies.
Right.
So I wore 3-piece suits when I first got started here in Sacramento.
Oh, yeah. Yes.
Okay. And as it turned out, Sacramento is not really a 3-piece suit city.
Right.
I found that it was difficult for other people to relate to me, because unless you're downtown at like an attorney or in politics, you're generally not wearing those 3-piece suits. So I had to learn how to downsize or right size or correct size, whatever it was for so when I met you, I was just beginning. I mean, I was wearing slacks and, shirts and jackets, but I was just beginning to wanting that casual business style that you helped me with. In fact, this shirt is from Katie. It's one of the several shirts I have.
Yeah.
And I have pants and jackets. So thank you for helping me look better.
Of course. I know probably my favorite phrase for what you're describing is California casual.
Yeah.
Is what and the way I describe it is that it shows that you were intentional with what you put on, but it's a nice mix of some casual pieces that you might wear out, but that you might also feel comfortable throwing on a sport coat or an overcoat, and you just look really put together. It's California casual.
Yeah. And thank you for helping me be casual. So you went out of town. I think it was Dallas. That was this year?
I did. I went to Dallas.
And that was for a conference?
That's where Jay Hilburn's out of.
Oh, okay. So interestingly enough, we have a large group of real estate agents out there from Fathom Realty Group. Yeah.
Oh, wow. I didn't know that.
Yeah. But you won an award.
I did.
Tell me about that.
Oh my gosh, Ray. You are just never going to believe it. So this award is an award that is given once a year to one stylist out of Jay Hilburn. And there's about 1,500, 1,800 of us across the nation. And at the time of our annual conference, there are nominations. And so it's an award for basically someone who's shown their ambition, their dedication, and their leadership towards Jay Hilburn and the community of stylists. So it's not about top sales. It's not about, how many new clients did you have? It's how you encouraged and supported the community. And I won.
And you know what? That's one of the reasons I wanted to bring it up, because I kind of knew about the award. But
did you?
Yes. I read about it. I was, I saw that you had posted it on Facebook and you had commented on it. And I don't remember it was LinkedIn so one of the reasons I wanted to bring this up is to toot your horn on, congratulations. But again, this is not about sales. This is about the kind of person you are, which I really love. I love the idea that you're helping other stylists be better. Right. So
and I just think, go ahead.
No, you go.
Well, I just think, we've all had a year, right? So this is a crazy year. And I just feel like, most people know me as having pretty positive energy and being an encourager and a problem solver. And the way I saw it was like, okay, COVID is a problem and we can solve it. It's not, we didn't know when it was evolving and as it was unfolding when it was going to end. So I just thought, well, let's figure out what we're going to do and let's adapt and let's keep going. So I knew all of us were struggling with how are we functioning in this new environment? Like, what role can we play? Can we be a parent, a spouse? Are we being teachers for our kids? Are we actually going to be able to be an entrepreneur during this time? And, I basically would share stories or experiences I was having that were positive. And that was part of why my fellow stylists nominated me, because I was encouraging them to be consistent, to be visible, and to realize that the small daily things we're all doing are ultimately going to grow into big things.
When I first started with Fathom Realty here in the Sacramento region, there were no other Fathom agents, right?
Okay.
I pulled together a small group, but prior to that, there weren't any.
Right.
And is that how it was for you?
Yeah, it still is. It is so crazy. So we are out of Dallas, and because we're independent stylists, it's whoever decides to quote unquote open a store. Like, who wants to do this? Who would love to, work in fashion, help people work with guys? So when 6 years ago, there were like 4 of us, and there really still are only about 4 active stylists in Sacramento. It's unheard of. Like, it's completely not saturated. In Dallas, there's many, many more because it's where our corporate office is.
Right.
So it's fascinating.
Yeah. And 2 things. One, I tried to avoid saying men's stylist because I also saw that even though it's designed for men, there's a young lady that, I don't know who she is, but there's you helped her as well.
Yeah. So I'm pretty select when I work with women because our brand is more centered towards men fit wise, but then there are things I can do to fit a woman. And this happened to be a really cool story where it was a woman who was a champion rider for horse cutting, which is a type of horse riding.
Yes.
And she wanted a really customized fit for her riding shirts. And so we totally did up a custom shirt for her. And I just fit her last week, and she turned around and ordered 2 more because she loved it.
Yeah, I saw one, so it looks very, it was wonderful. And I'm just gonna, one other thing, unlike going to a regular store, where, for example, I might go to, I don't know, a men's store of some sort, you develop a relationship with your clients, and you kind of keep track of, you know, what they buy, what they're looking for, what they're doing. And so you really do provide that guiding light in terms of style.
Right. Yeah, absolutely. So that's the personalized part of it, is I become kind of the keeper of their wardrobe, where, you know, if they're buying a lot with Jay Hilburn, then I can actually see everything they've bought, and it's shown on the website even to the client. And we do everything from custom suits and tuxedos to custom fit t-shirts and polos and chinos and 5 pockets, all these casual items too. And my whole goal is big picture, is to go, hey, what would be an ideal wardrobe where you can be wearing things that make you feel good every day of the week? And how can we make all those things go together? So it just makes your life easier, where you don't have to think about what you're wearing and you always feel amazing.
Absolutely. So I just want to clarify too for the viewers that I did show earlier. I did show the website. It's not about going to the website and picking out clothes. That it doesn't work like that. You meet first. You meet Katie, okay, and you meet Katie, and she measures you.
Right.
So you get everything fitted. It's not off the rack. I mean, she has clothes on the rack behind her, but those are fitted clothes for specific people. So first you meet Katie, then you get fitted. She orders the clothes for you. She meets you. You try them on. If something's not right, this is one of the best parts. If something's not right, Katie gets it fixed, and then you try it on again. And once you're happy and she has everything set, then you can go online and order whatever you want. And you can, and she'll bring you the clothes or have them delivered to you, or, you know, whatever you want. I think, right?
You described it perfectly, Ray. You are such a good advocate.
Awesome.
Yeah, I know. Well, so it is a genius concept, and that's why guys love it, is once I call it approving your fit. Once you get some item of clothing where you get to appreciate the fit and say, this is what I do or don't want, then it's an approved fit. And it means all the future clothes are going to come just like that. And that's when it gets fun, because I can either bring it to you or even direct ship it to your house, and you open a box and there are your clothes that fit.
Fitted clothes.
Fitted. That's right.
Perfectly done. In fact, speaking of fitted, I had an interview with Albert Chavez.
That's right. Love him.
Yeah, he's a great guy. And he's a big basketball fan, and he got a jersey, right? And did you help him with that? Because it's like a basketball jersey from Michael Jordan.
Yes.
And Albert is,
I know, my gosh.
He's not 6'2" or anything. He's a big guy, but he's not that big.
No.
Right? So,
probably,
you tell it.
Okay. So I met with him. I did my fit and style consult, and I was at his house delivering his first round of clothes, and it was going really well. Everything was good. He goes, Katie, but I have a question. I'm like, what? He goes, I have these jerseys. They're amazing. I love them, but they don't quite fit. And I said, okay, well, let me see. And so basically I was able to pin the jerseys and take them to my tailor and get them fitted. So it wasn't that they were custom made for him. It was that he got them as an amazing gift, and he wanted them to fit a little bit better. And that's where you start to realize, once you get used to custom fit, you want everything to look that good. So, so that's what I did with Albert.
Yeah.
And his jerseys.
His jersey and his clothes. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, any last words before we?
I think my only other deep thought for the year is about social media, is just the idea of how are you as an audience and how am I using social media? And I feel like in this time where we are not necessarily gathering in groups, that we use social media to tell our story. It's become a resume and a bit of a catalog for me. Obviously, what I do is very visual. So when someone looks at my social media, they can actually understand what I'm doing through pictures. And so I feel really lucky that my trade is that way. They can see the types of guys I'm working with, how I'm solving their problems, and how the fit is. And so it's just, you have to stay active during this time and be visible, because people are gathering on social media. So
Right.
I think it can be a really powerful tool.
Absolutely. And here's your Facebook, Katie.Cantrill on Facebook. But you also are becoming a professional, I can say it's professional, Instagram user. You're like an influencer.
Oh my gosh, right.
You have figured it out. You have figured out how to use Instagram to tell stories.
Yes. Yeah. And I think it's just, getting started with it. And I've only been doing it for 2 years. In October, it will be 2 years. And I didn't have a personal account. I had never done Instagram, and I just jumped in, and literally my life changed overnight. I literally quadrupled my number.
I remember you saying that.
Oh my God. And I'm not even joking. I can show it to you. And it was insane. So, and then it just becomes viral in that sense, where people just see who you're connecting with. They see what you're doing, and it tells your own story, and you're doing less work, and you're helping more people. So.
Absolutely. So, Katie, thank you so much for coming on. My name's Ray Fuentes. I'm the Red Shoe Broker. My phone number, my website, my email, my license number. You can see that I'm on Facebook, LinkedIn, Twitter, and YouTube, but I'm missing something here that I'm going to have to figure out.
That's right.
Thanks again for joining us. My name's Ray Fuentes. I'm the Red Shoe Broker. Broker Ray out.